Suck it, you nerds! Suck it, you nerds! God damn, look at these 3 nerds on the left. On the left. Disgusting, I spit on you. I'll check it out later, after this video.
Like a goal of mine. My parents were like, well, you should apply to at least one college. And I was like, we'll never get in here. And then I went to Yale.
Okay. To go to rank themselves based on intelligence. Oh, this is spicy. Where's the Asian kid? Where's the Asian math kid? Okay. Oh, so they don't have an Asian math kid. Okay.
Like go down and do
intros.
Yeah, I'm Sade. I'm 24. I work in finance. I have a bachelor's degree. I went to Yale.
I'm Tyler. I'm 21. I'm a high school graduate, and I work in the Marine Corps.
I'm Kaylee. I'm 25. I'm a software developer. I went to Ohio University, and I have a bachelor's degree.
Okay.
Maria, I'm 30 years old. I have my PhD in cancer biology, and I work in the biotech industry. Grad school, I went to University of South Carolina, and undergrad, I went to University of Florida.
Hi everybody, my name is Sean. I'm 27. I'm the director of social media for a company, and I also work for a digital ad agency. I got a double major in dance and cultural anthropology. Undergrad, I went to Loyola Marymount University.
What is dance and cultural anthropology?
I graduated with a bachelor's degree in Harvard recently, and I work in consulting.
Harvard graduate. I see.
I know, that's what I was saying, is age a factor?
Yeah, it gives you like years of experience.
Yeah, I guess we need maybe it's good to identify what intelligence means to everybody.
I think intelligence is better defined as your adaptability and your problem solving skills more than it is your education. Obviously, like the education, the stuff you've been through puts a lot into play in it because it gives you more resources, more thoughts to draw from.
I love the way he speaks. It's straight to the point.
I don't think it's in any way essential.
So what is the most essential?
True.
I'd say the most essential thing would probably be common sense.
Yeah, so for
agreed,
me personally,
agreed, sir. I agree with that.
EQ, IQ, and that common sense, street smart intelligence, all of that combined.
People consciously.
I want to ask you guys actually, in your opinion, what is the most important thing? EQ, emotional intelligence, IQ, and then common sense, or being streetwise. What do you guys think? In my opinion, probably the most important one is probably more on the EQ side of things, emotional intelligence, because that's probably the least and rarest skill among those, the rarest intelligence among those 3. You could always find smart people. You could always find wise people who you could just throw them in a mountain and they will survive there for days because they basically have the strongest street wisdom, or basically common sense. I understand that, but it's very hard nowadays to find a person who actually genuinely sympathizes or cares about another random person. So I do really think that emotional quotient probably would be the most important skill or intelligence among the 3 that they have stated. But what about you guys though? What do you guys think so far? Come on, let me know. I know you guys are already disagreeing with me, but hey, what do you guys think so far? Drop in the comments actually. I want to see
someone form an opinion immediately.
Okay.
Like I'm sure we all did right away.
When I saw you, I told myself, Maria, do not judge him just by his looks. He could be throwing you off, or that's just who he is, but he can talk the talk and walk the walk. Sean, I didn't want to judge him based on the way he looks or dresses or acts, so I was like, I think he's intelligent.
First impressions, I would put him at the bottom only because when I was in school, all the other people with like the bright neon colors and stuff, they were typically the ones doing worse in classes. If we were ranking confidence, I'd definitely put Sean at very first place.
nice roast, bro.
I know, I was gonna say, I like my definition. It combines everything.
Does anyone have any
Wait, who do you guys think is the smartest one here? We're from left to right. That's number 1, number 2, number 3, number 4, number 5, okay? And number 6. For my case, I would probably put the smartest guy probably the very center, the girl with the black coat. The girl with the red tights, I would say. I think she probably is the smartest one here because she already drove the conversation very, very early on. She wanted us to establish points on how to discuss, on how to deal with things. Okay, number 1. I mean, that's number 1. Number 2 is that she is a cancer biology major and she has a PhD. So most likely, in terms of intelligence, I think she's probably the smartest one because, come on, dude, she's a doctor, dude. She's a PhD. What do you guys think?
You can be honest. Start on that side.
Okay.
I'm done going first.
The left guy looks like a genius.
Like, I have a good
this one.
of both, like book smart and street smart. So
okay.
yeah, I think I have some input on that. There's so many aspects to
He has a very
intelligence.
soft
They really
voice.
go beyond IQ and EQ. Even those two different factors really don't really
Okay.
capture what it really means to be intelligent.
Is the guy
I know I'm
Asian?
not, from
Wow,
Yale,
you
I
guys
don't
are
have
stereotyping.
PhD, but
Stop
where I'm back in
stereotyping,
those
nerds.
areas, I'm able to still problem solve
Okay.
to my own skill set, my emotional intelligence as well as my social
Mhm.
intelligence.
Besides my education and background, I feel like I have high emotional intelligence, like I'm aware of my surroundings.
Okay.
As a software
Sounds about
developer,
right.
my problem-solving skills are obviously top-notch, I think I would say.
That's
my
true.
whole life, I've kind of had to fight to be seen as intelligent. I think I'm so used to having to do that as a woman to just
Okay.
step up and be like, yep, I deserve to be here. My first job out of college, I was working at a law firm. Gentleman came up to me and said, "Hi, you don't look like somebody that would work at a law firm. You look
Okay.
like somebody I'd go on spring break with." And I'm like, what? I'm like,
Obviously, out of everyone
Mhm.
here, I've got the least formal education. I consider myself intelligent. My mental dedication and my
Okay.
ability to adapt and to problem solve. What I do in the Marine Corps, I'm a seabird defense specialist. So I think that by virtue of what I do, that already requires some amount of intelligence.
Sorry, quick question. So do you think that
Okay.
only certain people can do your job, or do you think anyone can do your job?
Only certain people. You have to take the ASVAB before you go into the military. That's not really how much you know, but how well you can learn information. And I got
Okay.
a 94 on that. It's not an amount of how much you study, how much you know. You're not going to really get better at learning. Does that make sense?
Okay.
I strongly disagree with you don't
Oh.
get better at learning. The idea that you can get better at learning is a
Okay.
pretty big signifier of intelligence. I'm very much dyslexic. I have ADHD, and I'm
So it's like
on
more of the
autism
absorption of
spectrum. Dyslexia
information
means
then.
that there's a big gap in comprehension. So I
Okay.
was scoring 99th percentile in certain areas and third percentile in others. I'll never be able to learn another
Okay.
language. I took Spanish for 12 years, and I can still basically only order a burrito.
So I have a question. Why did you go to
Okay.
Yale, and why did you go to Harvard?
My parents are immigrants from China, and I'm a first generation.
Oh, he is Asian. God damn it. You guys were right. You guys, your stereotyping were right. Jesus Christ, no wonder why he went to
For
Harvard.
me, that was something
We
that I
already have the
really
smartest kid
tried
here,
for.
dude.
I wasn't planning to go to college. That wasn't a goal of mine. My parents were like, well, you should apply to at least one
Asian
college.
kid in Harvard. Of course,
get
of
in
course.
here.
Yeah, this
And
is a
then I
done
went to
deal. We don't even have to watch the video
Why
now.
don't you guys rank each other from 1 to 6, including yourself, and give reasons why you want
Yeah,
to do what
yeah.
you're doing?
Told you he's a
Gotta go
genius.
1.
You were stereotyping him
Oh, yeah.
because he was Asian.
2,
Okay.
3, 4, 5, 6. I would rank you as a 6, not meaning that
Okay.
you're not intelligent. I also think that I don't place a lot of value on the military.
Period.
No, that-
Okay.
yeah, full stop.
I'd probably do 1, 2, 3,
Okay.
4, 5, 6. I'm sorry.
I'm the villain this episode.
Does anyone think they're either
Okay.
end of the spectrum?
I'd say I'm 1, if nothing else, because I know what I'm about and I'm sure of that.
Okay.
Wait, you guys have to rank everyone too. That is so unfair. No.
I would
Okay.
say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
okay.
I love how he's like. I love how he's a typical jock hating on hating on the flamboyant kid. But if you ask me, I would probably go with the guy with the gray coat, with the guy with the brown jacket as my number 1, simply because you need to have adaptability and flexibility when it comes to things. Okay, you can always be book smart, you can always be street smart because you can learn that through time and experience. But the way you get to that level is by being adaptable and flexible when it comes to absorbing information. So I think the guy in the brown jacket would be my number 1. My number 2, would probably the Asian kid. It's the Asian kid. You know me. That's number 2. The third one would probably be the girl on the coat, the black coat. The fourth one would be the programmer, because programmers are hella smart, dude. And my fifth one would probably be the girl on the farthest right with the white polo. And then the sixth one would be the guy with the rainbow clothes. Simply because for the fact that well, I'm not really judging on the guy on the sixth on with the rainbow and stuff, but sometimes really artistic intelligence or being artistic and being artistic by nature does not really translate to intelligence, because intelligence more focuses more on information, and art is a form of creativity, and it's not really quantifiable into data or into analytics or into like, you know, observable datum. Okay, that's like what I mean. I'm not shading on artists. Like, artists are great, dude, but that's what I believe, at least. What do you guys think? What do you guys think? Who do you guys think is the smartest and the dumbest one here?
5, 6.
Oh.
It's hard for me to look past the education part. Going to college, I think you learn a lot, if nothing else, emotionally. But I still think you're smart.
Oh, thank you.
Sorry.
The U.S. Marine Corps is really tough, though. What are you talking about?
5, 6. One.
The U.S. Marine Corps is not a collection of dumb people. They're literally the best people out there, physically, mentally, and emotionally.
Biology scientist. I work in a biotech company. We make COVID-19 testing kits, stuff like that. And then 6. It has nothing to do with your background. I don't think you really have the highest EQ out of all of us. Tyler, he ranked last for me personally because the way he carries himself. He was ranking intelligence based on his point of view and not taking in other people's point of views and compiling results. But really just came down to his
she has a point, though.
The way he carried himself, the way he acted towards the group.
Poggers. 1,
Poggers.
2, 3, 4, 5, and out 6. So the reason why I put you at number 1 is I think you have the highest, not only EQ score out of everybody, but the way you present yourself, as well as being a PhD student, I think is just like a huge thing.
I kind of dislike this already.
Like I might be the
I don't really understand, but okay, let's wait. Let's make him finish talking first.
So I did put myself as least intelligent. However, if it can't be me, I definitely think Tyler, unfortunately, his way of thinking is linear. And I think
what do you mean linear?
It's like a sphere. It's a picture, and right now he's only coloring with one color. Then with the rainbow.
So he's talking on that some creativity. I see. I would probably say, I don't understand why they keep shitting on Tyler, man. Hey, my boy, Tyler, I got your back, fam, okay? I got your back. Here's the thing, okay? The reason I don't really understand why people always say, oh, you came from the military, you're gonna be like a dumbass jock. No, really, dude. If you can't even get into the military, I'm speaking generally, not only the United States, but in general, okay? In general, in all countries, there's always gonna be an entrance exam. For example, for the JSDF, Japanese Self-Defense Force, PMA, Philippine Military Academy, and so forth and so on, is that before you even get into the army, there is literally an exam you have to pass, and those exams are actually pretty hard. Okay, the stereotype of military men, let's say, being dumb is actually like way how do you call this? Way too ignorant, in my opinion, because that was stated before ago when it was like World War I, when we basically need as much men on the grounds as possible, and we were just taking anybody in. But nowadays, at time of peace, we can actually increase their terms of levels. Now, going back to what I was saying earlier, these military men and women are probably the apex humans. They're physically fit. They're physically determined. I would say they're physically okay, built well. Emotionally speaking, they are very stable. They're able to handle a lot of stress. They are able to contest a lot of things that they have to fight against, such as sleep, such as their emotional imbalances, hormones, etc. And number 3 is that they're also really smart too when it comes to a lot of things, because do you really want to send a dumb soldier on the field? Like, really, it's really more on like a lot of factors that plays in, and it just falls into stereotyping military men as quote-unquote stupid because they're not doctors or scientists, when in truth these men are the guys that will save you when the times gets rough. When Russia throws in a nuclear missile, and so does China, and the US comes in, you will be running to your commanders, or you will be running to these military men, and then you call them dumb by the end of the day when they are the ones protecting your life. I don't really understand why people always stereotype this, and this is not an American thing. Okay, I have to state that this is not an American thing. This is more of a global thing. Like, people always stereotype military men as they're dumb jocks, when in truth not really, because even qualifying to enter, like for example, West Point in the United States actually requires a lot of big brain power. Okay, it's not something like, oh, anybody can go there, because as long as you can hold a gun, as long as you can run this marathon, you can go there. No, not really. So if you're thinking that, on the other hand, you're probably gonna be more stupid than them. Okay, if you think that military men and women they're dumber than you most likely will be dumber than them. Okay, it's for the mere simple fact that their training, their intelligence, and everything is way off the roof. That is why I believe that they are the apex humans of this modern age. Okay, but god damn it, man, I hate it when you stereotype it like this. It's like they think of it's like they have this image and they just slap it to everybody and find something. Oh, okay, that's wrong. Then I just remove it. When the emotional damage has already been set apart, dude. Like the social and emotional damage has already been there, and they're just gonna fix it afterwards. The damage is done. I really hate that concept where you stereotype those kinds of people. Also works the same thing with Asians, by the way. Jesus Christ, that is disgusting, man. Okay.
You were definitely 3, right?
Yeah, I'm between Harvard and Yale.
Okay.
I think that I sort of expected to be ranked a little bit lower. At
Okay.
first glance and first interaction with me, it's hard to tell how intelligent I am. It's hard to tell how intelligent anybody is.
Is anyone upset?
It's
with
not.
what you're
It's
saying?
easy.
I think it makes sense that I'm down here. Like the guy who graduated from high school and then joined the military, he probably wouldn't be like high up on there. If I was in their shoes, I definitely would have also ranked myself among the lowest.
I do feel like there might
Okay.
be a prejudice acting in terms of ranking you
Okay, I was thinking that too.
highly. But I agree with the ranking. I think you probably are the most intelligent out of all of us. I would feel weird placing you there and
Okay.
not acknowledging the dynamics in which we did so.
Okay, let's see. Come on, Tyler. You could do it. You could do it, bro. Win for us, dude. Do it for the bros, okay?
Hearing that I had to take an IQ test was definitely hard to hear. Quantifying things for me in that realm is really hard because it gives you something really solid. Even if you don't buy into
Yeah.
IQ tests, it still gives you a number at the end of the day.
Yeah,
which is something
okay.
you have to grapple with.
You better be smart, dumbass, for putting
I
on
literally
Tyler.
thought when you said to open the computer, we're going to look at social media, that I didn't think an IQ test would be part of it.
Of course.
It was kind of expected. We're being ranked by intelligence, you know. An
See,
IQ test.
see,
It's not-
he was the only one who expected this. Look at that adaptability and flexibility, dude. This is what you need to be prepared on current situations. Allows you to propagate more. This is why Tyler is number 1, dude. Tyler 1, by the way, is always number 1 from Legal Edge, just saying that. But anybody who's named Tyler is gonna be a genius, bro. Jesus Christ.
far out the realm of possibility.
My God.
Number 1 is
I hate these
Raymond.
nerds.
Number 2
Okay.
would be Kaylee.
Okay.
Number 3 will be Tyler. And number 4 would be Shada. Number 5 is Sean. And number 6 is
Tyler, let's go, boys. Let's go, Tyler. Wait a minute. Asian kid is still the Asian kid is still number 1. Okay. Yeah, I kind of did expect this already. I kind of did really expect that Asian kid from Harvard will be number 1. But there we go. Our military guys on at number 3. Ha, suck it, you nerds. Suck it, you nerds. Goddamn, look at these 3 nerds on the left. On the left. Disgusting. I spit on you. Don't spit on Tyler, man. Don't spit on my boy,
An IQ
Tyler.
test tests something. I don't
Poggers,
think it's
my
intelligent.
boys.
It's definitely testing something. IQ tests are
Okay.
now known to be flawed and like based on
Hey,
correct
hey,
sample
hey,
sizes.
don't justify
I
your
have really
failures,
severe
dumbass.
dyslexia.
Nobody cares, okay? As long as you're ranked lower than Tyler, now you're trying to justify it. Like really, the moment that you got ranked lower than Tyler, that's when you start justifying that, oh no, IQ tests are flawed. Like, disgusting.
There's 2 questions on that test that I automatically basically can't answer.
I'm sure if you
Nobody gives a fuck,
studied
dude.
for an IQ test, you would do a lot better.
Yeah.
IQ tests
Here's the
are
thing,
just
okay? In
one
real life, it's
aspect
always the
or one
quantifiable results.
measure
It's always the end result that
really on the
matters.
spectrum.
It doesn't matter on the process. It's
This is
always the end
somebody that's
result.
intelligent.
Before this, all I knew about IQ tests is that they existed, and the I stands for intelligence. I've never looked into IQ tests before. Coming here
Okay.
today, them saying the EQ, that was the first time I've ever heard that term in my life.
Coming back to intelligence, it's not just your IQ, it's your EQ, it's your common sense, it's street smarts. Sure, it is some
Okay.
type of metric similar to an SAT and ACT score is a metric for getting into college, but there's more to that person than that test.
I'm actually excited I wasn't last because I thought I was gonna be last, not gonna lie. I think an IQ test is a good indicator.
He's pretty fun to be
see
with.
how
I wanna
people
be with
handle
him.
Pressure, but
I wanna
think
be his
that's
friend. He's
easier to
nice.
Make sense in our heads that, oh, you're smart.
Wait, is he
and you're
wearing
not
blush
smart.
on?
Definitely don't think
Oh my God, he
it's
is.
the best metric. I've been exposed to tests like these probably more than most people here. That already gives
Okay.
me an unfair advantage.
This is my villain redemption arc and climbing up the ladder.
Let's go! Tyler, my boy, did a great job. Tyler, my boy, did a great job, okay? Hey, you've reached the end of the video. Click here to watch the next one, and also don't forget to sub by clicking here. Thanks, man. I'll see you later.